The Glowforge Aura is a craft laser machine, and it says that it can replace other craft machines in your home. So I thought we'd put it to the test with heat transfer vinyl, or HTV, and see which one cuts better, weeds better, and irons better. So today with the Glowforge, I will be using the Glowforge Proof Grade Laser Safe HTV. And with the Cricut, I will just be using normal everyday iron-on from Cricut. So let's get crafting. All right, let's start with Cricut. Open Design Space and select the design you want to use and add it to the canvas. Make sure if you have multiple layers in your design that you attach it as one. I will be resizing my design to fit my 12 by 12 mat that I will be using. Make sure to toggle on mirror when cutting HTV. The easiest way I found to remove HTV from the mat is to flip the mat over and pull the mat off the HTV rather than pulling the HTV off the mat. When weeding any type of vinyl, I like to use the Cricut light pad. It just helps me see what needs to be removed better. Before laying down the design, it's always a good idea to preheat the material and get as many wrinkles out as you can. The Cricut heat guide says to press this for 315 degrees Fahrenheit or 157 Celsius for 30 seconds. Since this is a bigger design, I will press the top section first and then move on to the bottom section. Let's move on to Glowforge. First, you want to open your browser and go to app.glowforge.com and upload the SVG file that you are wanting to use for this design. It can take a second for Glowforge to recognize that you are using proof grade material, but you will see the material change in the upper left-hand corner when it does. We need to make sure to enter the settings that we want the Glowforge to do. In this case, we want it to cut, and that will be on the left-hand side as well. Same as with the Cricut, we need to make sure to mirror our design and resize it to fit the material that we are using. Now we're ready to go. So let's hit print and see how long it's going to take us to make this design. After almost 45 minutes, it's finally done cutting. And as you can see, I was having a very difficult time trying to lift it up. It cut all the way through in some places, so that made it very challenging to get this off the crumb tray. Weeding the Glowforge HTV turned out to be a real pain, I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't the fun, easy job I thought it would be. The laser cut all the way through in some spots, so I had bits of plastic popping up while I was trying to weed. And yep, we ended up missing some important parts of this design because of it. I had to speed up this video quite a lot. It took a solid 20 minutes of my time to weed this whole design. But that's not even the worst part. The dye from the HTV seemed to have a life of its own, getting everywhere, on my weeding tool, my desk, and even my hands. It was a mess and took forever to clean up. Thankfully, I decided to skip using my light pad for this job. If I had, I'm pretty sure I would have ended up covering it with dye too. So while it may look all smooth and perfect in this video, behind the scenes, it was a bit of a chaotic situation. Similar to the process with the Cricut HTV, we want to preheat our material and smooth out any wrinkles before applying the design to our bag. You might notice that getting the design just right was a bit tricky because the laser cut all the way through the material. I also did my best to try and fill in some of the missing pieces in the design. Glowforge suggests preheating your iron to 320 degrees Fahrenheit or 160 degrees Celsius and apply consistent pressure for 15 seconds. Similar to our approach with the Cricut HTV, we will be ironing this design in 2 sections. I just wanted to take a moment and talk about how much fun I've been having with the Glowforge Aura. It's been amazing learning all the different things I can create, and it's really pushed my creative boundaries. And speaking of learning, I've partnered with Skillshare, an amazing online learning platform to help you unlock your creative potential. Whether you want to master photography, design captivating graphics, or even 3D printing, Skillshare has got you covered with thousands of classes taught by experts in all kinds of creative fields. And you know what the best part is? As a special offer for my viewers, you can get 30% off your first year of Skillshare Premium by using the link in the description below. So what are you waiting for? Click the link, sign up today, and let's embark on this learning journey together with Skillshare. Here's the final result of the Cricut cut. Everything looks good, weeded well, and it all stuck to the canvas. Here is the final result of the Glowforge cut. As you can tell, I'm missing a word and a few dots, and then not all of it adhered to the canvas bag because of the QR code sticker that was on the back of the vinyl. Now let's talk about the pros and cons of each device. Let's start with the Cricut. Pros, it's fast, it's easy, it's kind of a set it and forget it. I can walk away while it's cutting. A con that didn't happen this time, but it has happened to me in the past, is if you're using intricate details, sometimes it doesn't cut that really great and it can mess up, but those are far and few in between. Now let's move over to the Glowforge. Unfortunately, there are no pros to cutting HTV with the Glowforge. First off, it took almost 45 minutes to cut it, and because it's a laser, you can't walk away and you need to be close by just in case a fire starts so you can put it out. So you're just there for a long time watching it. And using the proof grade materials, the little sticker that you have so it can scan it, you can't really use that. I used it in this design and I couldn't get the sticker off of the parts that were cut, so that didn't stick to my bag. So there's a big chunk of it that we can't use, so it's very wasteful. Not to mention, with the proof grade, it's supposed to be, preset for you so you don't have to worry about it, but they set it too strong, so it cut through the whole material, and it was very hard to weed it because of that, and it was hard to iron it on because of that as well. And then while weeding it, all the ink got everywhere. I was turning into a Smurf, basically. The blue all over my hands, my table, my iron. I just don't see the use for the Aura and HTV, and I don't think I will be using it going forward. So for now, Cricut 1, Glowforge 0, I'm keeping my Cricut, and we'll be using that for HTV and vinyl moving forward. So if you're thinking before you get your Aura that you're gonna do the trade-in program and get rid of your Cricut and think that the Glowforge will do everything, it does, but it's not perfect, it's not great, and I wouldn't want to give up my Cricut and just use the Aura, given this first test between the two. If you want to see more comparison videos like this one, make sure to like and subscribe below. Until next time, stay crafty.